Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Discriminating Gamer, the Lawrence of Arabia of board game review shows. The trick is not minding that it hurts. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go ahead and take a look at Galaxy Trucker from Czech Games Edition. In Galaxy Trucker from Czech Games Edition, a board game by Vlada Shivatel, up to 4 players are going to go ahead and attempt to essentially construct the most sound spacecraft and kind of win a race of sorts with that said spacecraft. Now, I got to be honest, this is a game that has been around for a long, long time. I'm not really going to give an in-depth rules overview, just the very basics here, and then I'm just going to tell you what I think about it. So essentially, how the game works is you got a bunch of different tiles, you've got different kind of spaceship kind of grids that you've got that are kind of player boards for each player. And what you're going to do is essentially each of you are going to reach into these tiles, pick these tiles out, flip them over so you can see them, and place them on your board. Now, there's rules there. You don't have to place every one. You're trying to make them work for you. You got life support areas, crew quarters. You've got, weapons, lasers. You've got engines, thrusters. You've got shields that can protect part of the ship. You've got kind of life support systems for aliens that can be on your crew and give you bonuses. So you've got all sorts of different kind of rooms and systems and things that occur on your ship. And you're kind of making these things as soon as the first person has got theirs completed. You go ahead, the next guy, you've kind of got a timer system where, you got to hurry and finish it up with the rest of the people there. Use, sandglasses. Now, when the things are placed, there's certain rules to placement. The connectors have to connect. You can't, place sections in front of weapons or behind thrusters. So there's some logic here and things that you have to be aware of as you are placing. Now, once that part is done, once everybody's completed it and that part's done, you have to make sure your ship makes sense, and assuming it does, then you go ahead and move on to kind of the race part of the game. Now, you've got kind of a board in the middle that's got kind of a spot for each of your spaceships, and they're kind of lined up, behind each other, in front of each other, and each little kind of triangle that they move on, each space they move on, is essentially a day. And what's going to happen is, as you play the cards, or as you rather reveal these cards out of the deck, it's going to say different things that can happen to you. Now, you can land on a moon or planet and essentially take resources that you can put on your ship that can get you points later on, but it may cost you a day or a couple of days. You may run into pirates, in which case you have to have enough laser power to overcome them. You may have meteor storms, in which case you may have shields that can kind of help you there. All sorts of different hazards and dangers await you and your friends as you're moving throughout space. Now, once you get through the deck of cards, you're going to go see who gets there first. They're going to get the most points, second, third, fourth. They're all going to get a certain amount of points. And then, of course, if you've got any cargo on there, that's going to be worth points. And there's also, various other kind of bonuses that pop up there. But that is essentially, in a nutshell, how you play the game. You go a few rounds of this, and who's ever got, of course, the most credits, the most points, at the end is the winner of Galaxy Trucker. Again, that was just an extremely brief overview of the game. I really don't feel like I need to elaborate too much on Galaxy Trucker at this point. It has been around for so long. And there are other videos out there. There's a ton of other videos that kind of describe gameplay better than I'm doing here. I'm just, again, giving you a very brief overview. So, what do I think of Galaxy Trucker? Well, this is a game that has been, I'd heard nothing but good things about. I shouldn't say that. I've heard some people thought it was okay, good, not great. But, I mean, for the most part, a lot of people I had talked to and listened to had said this was a very, very good game. And I was really excited finally to get my hands on it and to try it and to see if indeed it's a good game or not. The tile system, building the ship, there's something fun in laying the tiles and building the ship kind of in the abstract. But the reality of kind of picking them up and fitting them and stuff, it got a little tedious. It reminded me of a game I played a couple of years ago called Pressure Cooker from Rio Grande Games. They kind of had that same thing going on, kind of. I mean, it was a little different in the implementation, but the way you're picking the tiles up and placing them felt very similar. And I wasn't a big fan of that. Not my favorite mechanic. Didn't hate it, but it didn't really thrill me. What's kind of neat, though, to see the ships evolve. Then, of course, when you're actually playing through the cards and you're seeing what happens, that's kind of fun too. it's interesting to see just how much punishment your ship can take, and what eventualities that you plan for actually matter, and which don't, and how does your ship get hurt. So a lot of these things I think were kind of fun and interesting, but unfortunately I think that's kind of all they were, is kind of fun and interesting. And the game, I liked it, but to me it got a little tedious a little soon. I was frankly expecting to enjoy this game more than I did. I didn't hate it. I guess it was talked up for me. I guess people I've been listening to thought too much of it. I played Space Alert from Vlada Shavatal, Darth Vader, years ago, and I liked Space Alert quite a bit. I thought Space Alert was pretty fun. Galaxy Trucker, just to me, was okay. It was an okay game. Didn't thrill me, but I didn't hate it either. I'm really glad I played it. Really glad I had the opportunity to, but it's just not one I think I'm going to be reaching for again anytime soon. So the recommendation for the discriminating gamer for Galaxy Trucker is try it before you buy it. Maybe with all these expansions out there, that brings some new stuff into it. I haven't played them. I really don't have much of a desire to now, so I'm just going to stick with a try it before you buy it. Thank you once again for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we ask you to please leave a comment for us on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on our Facebook page, or on thediscriminatinggamer.com. We ask you to please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. We are The Discriminating Gamer, and what do you think, Samuel Plankmaker? Fighting Amish?